In the beginning of time itself, there arose questions that even we as humans are yet to answer. But within the inner sanctuary of the universe lies just a couple of idiots talking for like an hour.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the CrippDicks podcast. I am ColeoIsCooleo, and we are here with YungCripp.
Hello.
And introducing our new co-host, Buster.
It's me, back at it again.
With them dang.
But for the first time. That's my new catchphrase. Back at it again. But it doesn't work this one time.
Basically, we just wanted another person that sounds like me, so I can just have someone else mimicking my exact thoughts, but in a more plausible way that actually makes sense, and I'm not just rambling like I am right now. So yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a proven fact. Scientists have done studies that the more foreign people you have speaking in a room, the more views that you're gonna get.
That's very true.
Absolutely.
The more.
I mean, you're all foreign to me.
Yeah.
It's really weird when people are like, "You have an accent." It's like, "You also have an accent." It's like, "No, I don't." It's like, "No, you do." Yeah. Everyone.
We went to this pub quiz once.
Yeah.
We went to this pub quiz once, and I'm really bad at geography. And there was a question about states of America.
Ooh.
And we asked the bartender, the waitress that would come through, and was like, "You don't know this, do you?" And she just points at me and goes, "He should know."
What?
She thought I was American. She thought I was he would know. And I was like, "Why don't you know? Didn't you go to school?" And I was like, "What?" I did go to school. I'm just very dumb.
Wait, did they were they asking you to name the states?
Yeah, what state bordered on another state?
Dude, you would be surprised. There are people that live in America that can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that should tell you something. I remember in my senior year, my psychology class, our teacher was trying to prove a point of how stupid kids were these days, and he was like, "Who the fuck is our vice president?" And he went around to each one, and for real, half the class did not know.
It's a bit of a cross-field pass, but it reminded me of a time back in I think it was year 5. The teacher was reading a storybook to us. So this should show you what level of education we're at. But he's reading this story, and it's can anyone describe a distinguishing feature about this dog? And there was this dog had this biggest grin on him, and I didn't know what he meant by a distinguishing feature.
Right.
So he's like, Buster, not that is my real name, but Buster, what is the distinguishing about this dog? And I hated being called out in for questions, and I just went, his smile. And the teacher berated me because I'll have to find it, but this dog had it was a cartoon dog, but he had the biggest grin, the biggest shit-eating grin. It was just it was pretty distinguishing. He's like, "No, it was his spots. He had spots." Distinguishing means describing. And I thought he was a distinguished gentleman, he was confident in himself. He had a carefree attitude. He had a big smile across his face. I mean, I don't remember anything else of that story, but I think it had to relate to that dog having human teeth. That was probably the.
I mean, it is a feature in your defense. It is a feature having
yeah.
You're a fucking asshole of a teacher. Fuck that guy.
Now that I remember it, he had human teeth.
Yeah,
I don't think that's
maybe that was
a normal sort of.
Dog just has human teeth. What are you talking about? It's fine.
Yeah, to be fair, if a teacher was name something about this dog with human teeth, I probably would be like, "Well, that dog has human teeth."
Yeah.
The dog looks like he has a wife and kids.
Describe this dog. Well, yeah, he's got a job. He works 9 to 5 every day at the gas station.
Yeah. I thought of him more of as a bank teller.
Maybe a Gemini. Goes to the beach once a month with his kids and family. Goes fishing. Catches a trout once in a while.
So yeah, basically that's why we have Buster here.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll take you on a journey.
So, Patreons, am I right, guys? What are they about?
Dude, alright, fucking Philip the buttfuck, right?
How's it going, you beautiful bastards?
You beautiful bastards. I hope Philip DeFranco is listening to this so I can source fed him these nuts. Yeah, that's who I am.
Doesn't block us from
So,
Twitter.
I don't know who this is.
How long?
I just want to use that source fed line. There was a
Spent all night writing that one.
How many nights have you stayed up thinking like, oh fuck, I can't wait to be in a position to where I can
to use that source fed joke.
Yeah.
I actually haven't had too much content consuming of they fuck ass Philip de. Why are we going hard on him? Philip
fuck
DeFranco.
that pandering asshole. Philip DeFranco is the biggest panderer out there. Okay, everything he does, he doesn't have an opinion on it. He just lets the audience decide for themselves. He's a pandering prick. Okay,
what's going on, you hypersexual bastards? You pansexual. This is going completely off the rails.
I just feel like there's a.
Let's just say his name together. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
DeFranco. Okay.
That was a good bond.
Yeah,
I like that.
We came together for that one. I just feel like there's a huge way of looking like you're really well off, and just because someone has a lot of attention drawn at them, especially in this dire state of YouTube, that people are really off-putted by people making money and making content. But like at the same time, you don't need how much dollars to make a fucking YouTube channel, despite the studio size of it all.
It'd be interesting, I think, in a month's time to see what the progress is. Yeah. Not on the Patreon itself, but what they can do with the money that they garner, because it takes a month, doesn't it, to be tail-fed out of people's bank accounts. It'll be interesting to see what the next move is once the Patreon's done, because as much as people say for or against, it's happened, and now the next move is to see what he does.
I think if there's, unless you're like deliberately saying that it's just for a donation cause, then you're kind of okay.
Yeah.
But unless you're like having it like a monthly Kickstarter, a monthly Indiegogo sort of situation, like you have something else to give back, it's kind of like really unnecessary.
So I don't want to feel like I'm lifting the hood on anything, but how many of us here have Patreons?
I do.
Oh, I do.
Okay, good. That sort of feeds into my sort of mentality. We've got the YouTube guy, we got the up and comer, and we've got me, who has done fuck all, absolutely nothing. So I don't have a Patreon because I don't make anything. So that's just where I'm at. But it would be interesting to see what you guys think as someone who has used Patreon before.
Yeah.
What do you think he's going to do next? I know what I would do. I would not do what I know what I would do. I would run.
I'll take the money and go.
That just cuts all ties of me ever making a Patreon. I know what I would do.
For me,
nothing.
For me, having a Patreon, it's kind of like a promise to myself and like everyone else that's like putting money into something that like if these people are paying like going out of their way to pay me to see what I can do, then like I have to make that shit. I have to do something at least once a month, more than just one picture. So I do my best to get them involved in any aspect at all. I'm one of those assholes that are like, "Oh, shut you out in the video," and I'm not one of those ones that make do ones that are.
Have you ever seen like a video? I've got no examples at the moment. But there's and I'd like to thank all my Patreons, and just like a fucking Star Wars title screen just like starts passing by. There's like 100 names, every combination of first name and last name just passing by.
I kind of just have it like fade on screen, like just like my list isn't that big, but I'm not gonna read it.
The problem if I had a Patreon, I would just try to fuck with the people giving me money. not for the fact of like, oh yeah, I'm got your money. But the fact that it's like if I was doing art, it's like here's a drawing I gave to my Patreons, and they'd all love it. And then the next month, I would just have the same drawing, but just like a mustache. And just be like, here's next month's drawing, guys. And I would think that would be the funniest thing. And I would expect to lose like everything. But that's the thing. I'd fuck with it so much that it would fuck with me. That's how I am. Like, and maybe I have a new drawing next month. But I just would like to see the reactions of those people. Just, man, that drawing's so good. Next month's drawing is not the same drawing at all.
It's totally different. It's just got a different hue on it.
You got to wait for month 3 then.
See, like,
he's gonna get a pair of sunglasses.
oh shit!
Fucking like an 8-bit one, but fucking Thug Life.
In 2 years' time, it's just like some sort of like Chinese whisper abomination.
Yeah.
See, like I think my thing with Patreon is that I don't care if you have one. If you want one, you have one. It doesn't guarantee that you're gonna make money, you know, just because you have one. And
I recently watched the Patreon. What is Patreon video from like 2012?
Yeah.
I think there'd be a lot less Patreons if they watched that video. It is the worst video I've ever seen. There's just
They did recently
guy,
like emailed like everyone. Like I've gotten like 3 emails about Patreon being like, since YouTube's not making any money for you guys, join Patreon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
It is quite.
I mean, there's a guy wearing a black hat with a denim jacket telling people about like the definition of an artist.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
and there's some comedy in there about halfway through. I really would just I don't want to describe it because I think any sort of like reiteration of what happened in that video should just be locked away. So I'll just leave that person out there just to Google that up. Just look up Patreon. What is Patreon? And it's like 2 to 3 years old, maybe even older. It's a good watch.
I think one thing that irritates me with Patreon, and it isn't even Patreon, it's people doing rewards. The one reward that I just feel is way too narcissistic is like, if you pay me $10, it's like, I'll call you on Skype and we can talk. And maybe it's just me, but like I'm not that, like I don't think that highly of anyone on YouTube.
Yeah.
To where it's like I would pay to talk to you.
Nostalgia.
It ties back to that thing. I wouldn't want to talk to someone that would want to pay to talk to me.
Yeah. Because
donate to my Patreon, guys. It's BUSTER at PATEREON.EX.
See, like
E.com.
My Patreon's kind of linked up because I do like so many fucking things. Like,
yeah,
it's all linked up to like art and like 3D graphics and shit like that. So like everyone gets the whole shebang. But like, I try.
I believe it has a place.
Yeah, I just like there's Patreon. Kind of like it has the same sort of mentality and setup as YouTube. Like, there's always going to be people abusing the system. And that's why people like really skeptical about it, especially when this revolves around like people giving money to like support them in a sense. So
I saw on the I saw on one of like the subreddits that something along the lines of like, man, why couldn't Franco do this closer to Friday? That's when I get my paycheck, and I would have definitely given him $20.
Yeah.
I mean. That just blows my mind that people who it sounds like they're living paycheck to paycheck can't afford to click a button that says I'm going to give $20 in a month because they're waiting on their paycheck. It's and it's just not DeFranco. I mean, it's as a whole.
Yeah, you're right. I think with me personally and how I build myself and my image. One sec. I try to
like that.
Go easy on my throat next time, Dad.
Oh hell yeah!
With me and I guess my fans, I don't know. It just feels weird saying that because I don't think myself as that kind of guy.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think we need a new.
fans.
I think the internet needs a new term
I think the term
for
follower.
fans.
I think the term followers
Follower,
is a bit better. in my
Because,
opinion.
bit of a Pied Piper sort of feel.
Yeah. Bit
Yeah,
Of a Jesus
I
kind of
don't
feel.
know because I try and build a good like relationship between me and those people because I don't put myself above anybody. I've never.
The only reason I haven't made anything is I'm not ready for that commitment to have a relationship with an audience.
No, like, I
know
don't
I
know.
have.
Maybe it's just because that's how I kind of have a knack for that. I've noticed that throughout my life is that I can really connect with people pretty easy, and I can get along with almost everybody. And I think it kind of shows with what I'm doing because like I like making people laugh and I like joking around, and sometimes I have a good opinion. Oftentimes I don't, and I keep it to myself. But like so if people want to like help me in any way, I still feel really weird about it. But like it is an honor because they see something in me that I don't.
Yeah.
You know?
I think what I see in terms of a Patreon is the time to start a Patreon is like that grind rail in like Tony Hawk's 2, where it's sort of like it's like a half circle and it's going like super fast, and you've just got to sort of like maintain that little center point. And the longer you go on, the harder it gets, and then eventually you fall off, you ruin your score, and you restart the game.
There's been a couple of times.
I think I lost the metaphor there, but
I know.
you know what I mean about the grind rail.
It's like a sweet little spot you got to maintain.
I compare so many things to that grind rail in my life. trying to aim for the toilet, trying to get out of bed. Even I wouldn't say driving my car. I'm a bit more safer with that.
There's been a couple of times where I've just like updated it because I like sometimes get like a random flow of like 3 to 5 people wanting to support me, and then I'm like, I'm probably not going to do much this month, so please feel free to just not do anything, and then they'll leave. I'm like, sweet, thank God. Like, people aren't chained to me, and I'm fucking relieved about that, but then I think there are some people that feel obliged to support, and like I feel really bad about it.
Because I know there's a monthly option.
Yeah,
but there's also like per content, because I see a lot of per videos, and that sort of thing. So how does that work? Is that just a checkbox, a switch that you can go?
I think so. I think that one is mainly for animators. I think. Yeah. Well, it's intended.
Because is there like a form to go? I'm going to place my video, so you just can't click. I've released a video, and just run.
No, if you do it monthly. It's kind of just whether or not you keep up with your Patreon page. People will know if you have or have not. Yeah. Whereas, like, I don't know what it's like when it's a per content thing because I have it monthly.
That's kind of
only because I can't really commit to like making a certain schedule content stuff because. A lot of mental and health reasons.
Yeah,
you goddamn psycho!
You fucking crippled freak!
No,
I went to the mental. He went to the physical. I think we even this out now. We've got you. We've got you against the ropes.
No, it's fine. I'm a sociopath. I don't feel anything.
Oh. Oh, I know what the next episode's about.
Every episode we've made that joke. Please don't make it.
Oh really? Yeah. I really wanted to make my hot wet joke.
I'll give you
my hot wet American summer.
Shut the fuck up, Buster.
I've always, if anyone wants to sort of like envision who I am, I'm Paul Rudd. Turning up to the band, was it the camp meeting on like a motorcycle? Yeah. And then just like falling off the bike and just letting it travel. That's me in my life.
Just Paul Rudd on himself. Like,
I'm basically a white Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is white. What are you talking about?
Let that one sink in.
Like a whiter Paul Rudd.
I'm whiter than Paul Rudd. I'm whiter than Ant-Man.
Jesus. Ant-Man was like the fucking whitest movie out there. It is
He even beat up
awful.
the black man.
Yeah.
He even beat up...
He did.
You know it's true. You know I'm not just like delirious. He did.
Oh god, Paul Rudd. What a fucking treasure of a human being. Who in the right mind goes to a production company and is like, you know what, you know who's the perfect comedian to be Ant-Man? Paul Rudd. He is hilarious. You've seen him in that one episode of Friends? I'm still laughing about it 20 years later.
I forgot he was in Friends.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh, Dan Castaneda was in Friends. That was a weird experience as a child. He's like a zookeeper. I think you just hear the, I'm a zookeeper. That was me doing a Homer impression. That was awful.
There's a lot of
That
weird
was the
cameos in Friends.
Yeah.
Like fucking Tara Strong was in it too, like a couple of episodes.
Ooh,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah.
I think that's the whole thing, though. Just to get back onto the is that it sounds really. I was like, what better person to put into a mask? And I think a lot of the superhero movies are going to get that way. It's like we'll just get a guy that we can just use his voice.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, that's kind of what they did with what's his name, Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, I
But
mean,
that
I
was-
wouldn't.
Did you guys like
It's
Deadpool?
Ryan Reynolds.
Did you guys like Deadpool?
Yeah.
See,
I did. I had a
I
really
feel like-
weird experience with that and
Get a
Batman
haircut.
v Superman.
Buster, I'm gonna warn you now. You need to be extra fucking careful admitting you like anything.
Okay, fuck
Around
off.
Cole.
Fucking Sausage Party is a horrible film. You can fuck
Jesus
off with that
Christ.
shit. Alright?
I think I can win Cole over.
Good luck.
Let's go, baby. So what happened with so I had to drive 3 hours to go watch Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the time we had a cinema being built, it was being renovated, and we couldn't go to the cinema. So we had to drive 3 hours because that's for my life. So we decided we're going to go watch Batman v Superman. And we got there, and it was the worst experience I've ever had in the cinema. And that was half because of the movie we were watching.
Mhm.
It was mainly we got there pretty early, and because I'd been driving, we got there like right as the movie started. And we could have waited for like a later session, but it's like, we might be able to get 2 movies in. Like the running time is however long it is. And excuse me. That ties in the burp. That's a bit of a what's going to happen. So we got to the movies, and it's like if we get this session, we'll be able to watch Deadpool as well.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so we got into the movies, we bought our tickets, and we had really nowhere else to be. So we just went, hey, can we go sit in the cinema like perverts? Me and my friend, that is.
Yes.
And the guy behind the behind like the podium, they've got this weird like he's about to do a speech podium at the cinema. He's like, yeah, come in. They're just doing a bit of cleaning and they'll be out. So we see the cleaner leave, and I was just like, I just want to sit in the comfy chair, put down my drink and a popcorn, and wait for the trailers to start. Because that's what I love, just seeing a trailer in a cinema.
Yeah.
I'm always disappointed when I miss them, even though I can just watch them on the
That's better on a big screen.
computer.
I like fucking amp
Yes.
so much.
And then you don't know what you're getting either. You don't see that YouTube title on the bottom, like
Yeah.
Ant-Man 2 trailer.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this?
So anticipated.
So you can get surprised. So yeah, we get into the Batman v Superman, and I was just sitting there in the back of my head. Every time I go into a cinema, even though it's been like multiple years, it's just like I see the exits, and I'm like, if someone started shooting in the cinema, I'm gonna jump over this railing and just run. I'm really worried about that. I don't know why, and it happens all the time.
What?
In these it happens all the time. I just fucking run.
I just get shot
how I
at.
get
Oh, okay.
No, and it's a really unreasonable sort of like fear. And so we're getting there. Me and my friend are there, and we're just talking. And it's like, oh man, I can't wait to watch Batman make Superman bleed. And this guy walks up. Now it's not uncommon for people to take like a train to where we were in the city, hop off the train, have like all their luggage, you know, and not really know what to do for like the next couple of hours. So they'll go catch a movie. But still, this feeds into like my irrational fear of what's about to happen. This guy walks in with a duffel bag and a trench coat.
Oh God.
He had like really like sort of like unkempt curly hair and was quite of large stature. He sits at the very front, which is an immediate warning sign, because who in their right mind wants to sit at the front of a cinema where you have
like
to
an
like
empty one as well?
yeah. So I'm just like tapping my friend, like going, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. He's like, what's happening? What? Because I've never discussed this with him. So he doesn't know. Like, it's gonna happen. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm just watching this guy. It's like, I'm gonna watch him. And the moment he turns around, I'm fucking running because something just didn't seem right. He walked in with a large duffel bag, and he begins screwing things together.
What the fuck?
What?
So two things came to mind. He's gonna be pirating this movie, get a good cam quality version. He's putting the tripod together. He's screwing the camera base on. But that didn't make sense, because what he would have to be is he would have to have the camera at the front and then get like the audio from the sides, because that's what they do. They get the audio from the speakers. It's like something's happening. He's screwing things together. And he puts his head back. I'm like, the movie hasn't started. The trailers haven't even started. People are still entering the cinema. He's screwing these things together, puts his head back, starts drinking a 2-liter Coke. He's unscrewing a fucking bottle of cool drink, and he snuck it into the cinema. He's sneaking in lollies in his big duffel bag.
What the fuck?
So I'm like, oh my God, he's just chugging this 2-liter Coke. I'm like... And my friend, like, as I said, I'm going, it's happening. And he's like, what the? And I pointed at the guy, like, and he didn't know what's happening. He's like, what? You seem like really scared. And he's drinking a 2-liter Coke. He just lost it. It's like,
he's doing it. He's really drinking it.
It's happening. Look. So that's the first part of what happened in this cinema.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Another guy, a very rotund gentleman, had to walk past us just before the trailers started. Like, I think it was the second or third trailer. So him and his partner, his woman partner, sat down, and they were like 2 or 3 seats away from us, and didn't think anything of it. It was just like that awkward moment where you have to they have to walk past you, so you have to pull your feet in so they don't trip over. But there's not much room. Didn't think anything of it. So we're watching the movie, and then there's this woman having I wouldn't say a coughing fit, but she had some sort of liquid stuck in her throat.
Yeah.
Halfway through the movie. So you just hear do you bleed? And you hear and she'd have to have this period of after she made this noise where she had to catch her breath.
Yeah.
So this was ruining. This happened in all the key moments, like when Superman went to court. I mean, that interesting moment when Superman paid his fines, where he's just she's just makes this noise, makes some loud noise, but it's and then she had to recenter herself. So it was the weirdest fucking experience. Halfway through, even halfway through the movie, this other guy has to get up. Not the guy from the very front, but this guy sitting beside us, to walk past us, and it really annoyed my friend. So I'm like, man, he's probably just needs to go. He had had a large Coke as well, but in the cinema cups, he just needs to go to the toilet. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. He'll be back. He'll be fine. He left the cinema 3 to 4 times to buy stuff from the candy bar. He came back with M&Ms. Drinks again, and this is a 2.5-hour movie. He kept getting up, getting Coke, and I don't know how he did it, because every time I've lined up in those cinema lines, it's taken 15 minutes. Kept coming back with all this sort of food, and it all sort of surmounted into the end where, you know, like, spoilers, Superman dies, and they're like lowering his casket into like the ground, and it's like it's meant to be like like the whole city is stopped for Superman. The woman who was having a coughing fit lets out the biggest burp, like a room shaking belch, when it's like, what do you think we'll do without Superman? Batman looks at the camera and is like, we'll manage. She lets out the biggest pile of wind.
Oh God!
And it just from her mouth, biggest pile of wind from her mouth, and it just
squeezed right in my face. Oh,
I lost it. I had to like stop laughing. Superman's getting lowered into the ground, and it's like, this is so sad. People are crying, and it's like, a little louder than that. Okay, like just like, stretch that out. Just here's the audio stretched out. It might not be. It's like massive, and I just lost it. It was the worst experience I've had in a movie. It smelt. I thought I was going to get shot. There was chemical warfare happening behind me. And then we went to watch Deadpool, and that was a much more relaxing experience. So that's why I like Deadpool. That's my 15 minutes. I'm off.
Jesus.
See ya.
So what do you have to say about that, Cole?
Yeah. Well, I haven't seen
Cole,
what?
I like to think that he was just going to... Nah, it still sucks.
Yeah, it still sucks. No, I haven't
Which
seen...
one? Deadpool or Batman?
I haven't seen Batman versus Superman. No, I just think Deadpool could have been done better. I think...
Yeah, I think it got a lot of high praise. I mean, the R rating that it got, which is deserved, and is going to set this strange trend of where the next sort of big franchise is going to be R18. So the next Harry Potter is going to be like, they're going to be using their wands and things.
Dumbledore's going to be gay. He's going to be fucking Harry Potter.
Yeah, he's going to be gay as fuck, man. He's gonna have like a Twitter account where it's just like gay Dumbledore things.
Well, it just
and he's like, Order of the Phoenix, and he does that like click thing that I'm gonna do, but it's not gonna pick up like on any sort of like. He goes, Order of the Male Strippers. Oh God! I respect gay Dumbledore. I respect gay Dumbledore for being. He's an institution, damn it. Magical beasts and where to fuck them. That's the next movie.
Magical bears and where to twink them.
I think the thing with Deadpool was that
oh yeah, we're talking about Deadpool.
Where you don't get to... I think people confuse like genius with like fourth wall breaking. I feel like just because it becomes self-aware, people are like, oh my God, this is so great. And it's like, it was cool. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
I discovered Deadpool back. I was a big Deadpool fan when he was initially created in 1999. No, I don't know. I remember seeing like someone took a screenshot and posted it to the internet, and it was a comic book character who was talking about you know how they used to have that like thought box?
Yeah.
And it was like, it was like a little square and a little rectangle in the top like left-hand corner or something. It was a comic book character that was talking and responding to that box. And I just thought that was the most amazing thing because everything else I had seen wasn't that. And Deadpool, was fourth wall breaking, was violent.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing was that I'd never seen something at that point like be so self-aware. And I mean, afterwards, I'd found so many other things that were self-aware, and some bad, some worse. But just that one moment of just a comic book character having an argument with that box in the corner, I thought it was genius. I was also like 12 or 13 years old.
I think there's like a couple like mashup comics with Deadpool and the Mask, which I think is quite interesting because I see them. I see them like being the same character essentially.
I love the Mask movie, and that led me to find the Mask comics.
Yeah,
as a young child.
They are so different.
Yes, they are.
Yeah,
I was like, this is not as funny as the Mask.
It's like the original Ninja Turtles. Like they have nothing to do with what they are now.
Oh God, no! What they are now is fucking horrible.
Ooh,
Like the original Ninja Turtles, they had guns.
Yeah.
yeah.
And ooh,
My sort of interaction with Ninja Turtles started at a very young age. I think I was like 4. And I didn't know what a Ninja Turtle was, but I had like all the toys. I had like the video game, like the beat 'em up video game.
Yep.
And the only reason like I was like, oh, I love the turtles. I love ninjas. I love shells on their backs. I love video games. All that sort of thing. I was like, oh, I must have just picked that up then. But there's a photo. I love green skin.
Because I'm green, isn't it?
I'm green. I can't even. But fucking preserve that as evidence. I said I'm green in the tone of I'm blue. I don't even.
Yeah, I got that.
Fucking shoot me.
I will.
The audience at home, shoot me. No. So the big thing was, as a child, like I was like, I must have like just got a toy at like some age and played the games and watched the cartoons and just loved it. But there's a photo of like my parents built like an extension to their house because where we used to live, all the houses were the same. You used to have the same box with the same room, and that just wasn't enough for like a growing family. So they ended up building like this big cement like slab, which eventually would turn into like area of the house. And there's just a photo of me in a Raphael mask with like 2 swords, completely naked, on a cement slab at the dead of night. Like I think I remember. I don't remember it entirely. Like I wasn't in like a compromising pose. I used to run around naked a lot as a child. So I just imagine I got out of the house wearing a Ninja Turtle mask, and they were trying to chase me. And this is my parents, not the they were trying to chase me. The town was trying to no. My parents just saw me running around this cement slab, like hiding from them in a Ninja Turtle mask with 2 swords and naked, and just thought it was the most hilarious thing.
Okay, it's gonna grow up to be a Ninja Turtle, man.
Yeah.
Mom, I want to have green skin.
I'm going to have a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, I would have had green skin if they left me out that long enough. But I just found it, and it wasn't like a moment of like, oh my God, I had a shit childhood. No, it was hilarious. It's just like, because it looks like I'm shaping up to my mum taking the photo. Like I was going to just cut her. Like, and her only sort of like recourse was this photograph. Like it's like a creature. Like I'm gonna take a photo of it so people know it exists. It's like,
oh my God, that's fucking perfect. It's like my younger brother. Whenever whenever my mom would pull out the camera, his instant reaction. Granted, yes, he was younger, but it was still really weird. Whenever the camera got brought out, his instant thing was like, "Oh, dude, look at my ass." And he just like pulls down his pants and just start smacking his ass in front of the camera, no matter what occasion it was. I
used to do that when I was like 2 or 3 years old. I just put on my pants and then like just start raspberrying every time I fucking bent over.
They used to put the camera like we got a video camera and all the videos is just me walking into frame like singing for some reason and I. It was like I was like 4, from the ages of like 4 to like 7. Every time I was on camera, I was singing. So it'd be like, oh, we're just going to see, this is my brother's like birthday. And they're just filming him wrapping like presents and like, like adults helping him unwrap. And he's like, hey, this is a good present. And then I just come in just like, when I was a young boy, just belching out like some ballad, and half of them weren't even like. It's weird. And my mum was like watching it back, and she's like, "Why don't you sing anymore?" It's like,
you were so good. Look how talented you are, boy.
Like, I was like a child, and I was like singing. I would sing ads from like TV, like "I feel like chicken tonight."
I do that now.
Like,
I was.
It's really weird seeing a child come on just like being so brainwashed, like saying he feels like chicken tonight, some sort of like pasta sauce.
Yeah.
I was really waiting for you to stop. Like, yeah, like one time, my brother's birth, like they were recording it, and, like my mom's just screaming in bloody pain, and I just come in, like, hand on my chest, other hand extended, like, up where they walk, up where they walk.
Mama, I just killed a man. Put a gun up.
Old family videos
I
are
remember
so
my
good.
brother being born. They took me to my grandparents' house for a couple of days. My mum got like driven out to the city, and it's like it's time to go. It's time to go. My grandma, we call her Nan. My Nan just like comes in at like 2 a.m. in the morning. It's like, "Are you awake? You awake?" It's like really like just angelic sort of like presence. Comes in, "Are you awake?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm awake." "You don't have to go to school tomorrow." Like, yes! And it just got me up, and she's like, "You've got someone to meet," and it was like a real weird experience. Like, if it happened now, I'd think I'm dying. You've got someone to meet.
Time to meet your maker. What? No,
and then we
Grandma,
have like a 3-hour drive to the city, and then we get to the hospital, and it's like, it was because I was a child, like I was a young child, so they're like, just getting me into like to not like scream at the very presence of like this other like soul in a tiny little. It's like, here's your new brother, and I remember, I don't remember, I just remember being told by them. My first question was like, "What's his name?" And they're like, "We haven't named him yet."
Oh,
like because he's just been born, like we haven't named him yet. And I thought that was the weirdest fucking thing. It's like, how can he exist? How can he exist if he hasn't got a name?
Yeah.
What is a man without his name?
That's pretty weird, though.
No. Yeah, it was just like as a child, it's like, I remember the first question you ever asked your parents about your brother. I was like, "What's that?" "What is his fucking name?"
What's it called?
Yeah.
It was weird.
My mom didn't name me until like the day they were taking her out the hospital.
Ooh.
So like for days I didn't.
So they had to name you.
I had a name. I like a name.
Username 1234.
Yeah, my name is ColeoIsCooleo. Pussy Slayer 69XXX, but on the dance floor for life. It's my name, my birth name.
Did your parents ever tell you what they would have named you if you were a girl?
Yes.
What was yours? Because I'm trying to remember what mine was.
Mine's Colleen.
Colleen. I
mean, 100%
that's that whole duality.
That's my mom's
Cole and Colleen.
Like you would have gone with Nicole, because like the origin of my name is like comes from my dad's name, which is Nicholas. I got the Cole bit in the middle. So you would have thought like Nicole would have been a perfect gender swap name. Nah, Colleen.
Dude, I would fucking who is named Colleen?
Exactly.
Sorry to anybody with the name Colleen listening to this.
Anyone named Colleen, like, comment, and subscribe.
You have a fucking gross name.
Donate to my Patreon. Buster is a fan of Colleen's.
Colleenio.
Buster is creating Colleen's.
Aunt Colleen.
Yeah, if we think about it, Colleen is a really like a stretch name of Colin.
It is. It really is. And
Colin.
Like, people ask me all the time if my full name's Colin. It's like, no, what? That's weird. Cole's a weird name. My name's Colin, right?
Was?
No.
Colin.
Colin's such a fucking white ginger asshole name.
Do you know it used to be a really
like a taxi driver
we have to go back to YungCripp's gender bent name in a second. But the whole thing where I forgot. Cut this part out. No,
let's say it in. Fuck you.
Go back to your gender bent name, and I'll think of what I was about to say. Colin.
Well, like my mom didn't even really plan to have me at all. I was surprised, a mistake actually. But
I wonder if I was a mistake. Like, are we all firstborns?
I'm the only. I was a lunchtime rumble. but my mum's desperately wanted a baby.
Lunchtime rumble.
Yeah.
I've never heard that term.
My
That sounds like a lunch special.
Yeah.
Kinda. My mum and dad
Gonna
came
go
home
get
from
that
work for
Sonic.
lunch, and then they like fucked on the couch, which I ended up sleeping on for like a year. So.
Oh, hell yeah!
Slept on
I never found that information out where I was conceived. I was conceived in the eyes of God.
Oh.
I never asked like, what was the moment you had me? Because I felt like that's weird. But
Yeah.
I always just ask like, I remember asking, did you mean to have me? And my mom just being flat out like, you were a nice surprise.
You're a happy accident.
Yeah, and then as I got older, I was like, that bitch didn't mean to have me at all.
Well, it always made me think of like, were there ones before me? The movie that made me think that was Butterfly Effect. You know how like we've all seen Butterfly Effect, haven't we?
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher of 2.5 Men fame, and of that site where he catches pedophiles. That's pretty cool. Check out that. He does a very emotional speech, and it inspired me to catch my local pedophile. I really do like that video, and I like what he's doing. I can't help but not be condescending on a really serious subject.
Yeah,
but I caught him up good. The Butterfly Effect. It's like in the movie, his mum had like 5 or 6 babies that all died in birth.
Yeah,
and it's because they all had the butterfly effect.
Yeah,
I love just referring to like things that happen to like phenomenon that happened in the movie as the movie's title. It's like a building gets taken over by terrorists. Oh, having a bit of a Die Hard moment here.
Having a bit of a Rugrats 2 the movie in Paris.
My favorite.
When
my favorite
Raptor
one
and the snail boy have a
when
fight.
The Suicide Squad trailer came out, and Will Smith just like, "What are we? Some kind of Suicide Squad?"
I love that. I love it when they say the movie title.
Oh, they said it.
Like Reddit had a whole heyday with that. Like,
hold up,
making jokes about it, like fucking. What is this? Some kind of Fast and Furious?
This is a story all about how we're some sort of Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I really love. What are you guys? Some sort of Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, exactly. Like Reddit just had like a whole.
Do you know what was the worst one? Back to the Deadpool. The in the Wolverine movie where it's like,
oh god,
we've taken all the genetics of all these mutants. We put them in all these dead mutants. We put them into a gene pool.
That was horrible.
We call it Deadpool.
That was awful.
I think that's how they read that line as well. Just
something like that.
Like a constipated poop.
Oh, Deadpool!
I don't know. I just feel like Deadpool could have been better. Like the game was fucking great. The game was written.
Yeah, I played the game.
Oh man, that game, I don't know. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good.
Like the gameplay wasn't the best, but it was written good, and that's what
it was written really well.
That's what I went into the movie expecting, just like an hour long fucking R-rated Bugs Bunny, basically.
I wasn't really a fan of like the Deadpool stuff. The Deadpool 2 things that we're getting right now. You know, him in a phone booth.
Yeah. Guy
getting shot and killed. I think it only really comes down to being like how minimalistic it is.
Mm.
As a sort of piece of content. It's meant to get you excited for this multi-million-dollar movie. It's like he's in a phone booth and he can't change properly.
The worst movie experience I've ever had was, oh man, I forget the horror movie. Maybe you guys remember. It was the one where like the woman's mom got possessed by like a demon, and she was at the Vatican, and it was shot in first person.
Oh,
in first person? How old ago? How long ago was it?
It was like, I'm 24 now. It was maybe like when I was 19. So like 2012.
The Vatican tapes?
No,
No, I don't know.
That's not the point. I don't want to get hung up on it. The point was that the girl and this camera crew were going to like try and figure out what was wrong with her mom. And they were following these priests that like did exorcisms and like, you know, it was supposed to be like this underground thing that the Vatican didn't want to get out, that like spirits and demons were real. And so
just like in real life.
Yeah, so at one point like they witnessed an exorcism and the one priest was acting really weird after it. And like it was so obvious that he was possessed. At least to me it was. And he was like,
that wasn't the one with Hannibal as the
no
priest. There was another horror.
No, it wasn't that one. I know the one you're talking about.
Anthony Hopkins. I'm sorry I had a blank there. I hate referring to actors as their characters.
Yeah, but like, so it was obvious to me that he was possessed, and he had to baptize a baby in the next scene, and he was acting real sketch, and he looked weird, and he's like getting ready to put the baby under the water, and he like, in that moment, I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I kind of like whispered next to her like, he's gonna drown that fucking baby. And she slapped me and was like, no, he's not, stop. And like, and he's like, he puts the baby under the water and he slowly looks into the camera and just holding this baby underwater. And
that was the time he said the title of the movie.
Yeah. And I just died laughing. Like, I like in
Untold
tears.
Story.
In this fucking theater that's like watching a baby die, and I'm laughing.
I had a similar experience in high school about not about yeah.
You know what made it so much better though? There was one black lady in the back that's just like, y'all motherfuckers need Jesus.
That's Black people.
Yeah. What I had in high school was we had to watch The Green Mile, and I had already seen The Green Mile. It used to be on TV a lot, and I would stay up like long past my bedtime and just flick through the channels until like something interesting came on. And yeah, Green Mile came on. I was a little kid. It was about John Colby and all that stuff, and I actually cried when he died in the end. The character in there, it was really sad. It was like unjust in what happened. And we've all seen Green Mile, haven't we? Yeah. So we had to watch it in high school for English. And back in high school, we used to have this really strange like end of class bell, and it's ingrained into my like skull. It goes dung 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 dung, and just repeats that. So that's the bell. That's not like a siren. That's what plays. So this class, I think it might have been like second session of watching the movie, and it gets to the part where the cunt of the story doesn't put the water on the sponge. And they're electrocuting that guy with the mouse. You know, the guy that was like in Elmo's world?
Yeah.
He sits in the chair, and it's a horrific scene. But I'd already seen it before. It detached the fact that the guy's in Elmo's world.
Oh my God.
And it's like this whole tension of like, did you put water on the sponge? Said Mr. T. Hanks. And the guy like looks at the camera and says, I green might have did. A green mind.
Did you just say T. Hanks?
T. Hanks.
T. Hanks.
So yeah, what happens is they go, okay, well, if you put the water on the sponge, we're good to execute this prisoner. And the English teacher didn't like me anyway to begin with because I don't know. I'm not the English teacher, and I don't know what her deal was. But they flick the switch. The school bell rings. This guy is writhing in his chair, sparking, and as he writhes, ding 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 ding, and I lost my absolute shit. Like I couldn't compose myself. It was the most horrific, and it was like a combination of just like the juxtaposition of what's happening and nervous laughter that I just died. No more than the guy without the sponge on his head. But that was happening, and the teacher was mortified. That a few years later, I found out when like one other teacher went sort of like AWOL and just gave us just started like telling us about all our records. We had another teacher who was like going to quit, and just like, you wouldn't believe what the teachers say about you guys. I'm like, what?
That's awesome.
What? And I was like my sort of like card was like I was a psychotic suicide risk because of that one moment.
Oh, Jesus.
I was ineffective to like emote. She didn't understand the juxtaposition. She's meant to be an English teacher, isn't she? But that moment and why that was funny, it timed up perfectly.
That's pretty fucked up, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I found out like 2 to 3 years later that I was carded as that person.
Keep it on.
And it's just like, that's not me at all. So it just shows you like how the schooling system is corrupt.
There was like,
we watched Green Mile, for fuck's sake. What were we meant to learn?
There was
we didn't have any lesson, we didn't have any lesson plan, what did you learn from Green Mile? It's just like we watched Green Mile and that was it. Then we read books that had nothing to do with Green Mile.
There was this teacher in high school, Japanese teacher, and like every time I got
his race didn't matter.
No, he's like fucking whitish. He's got like gold teeth and shit. He would
So he's Yakuza then.
Yeah. He would
Sorry, keep going. I feel like I could just interrupt at any moment.
It's alright. Every time I got a girlfriend, be like, so you're hanging out with that floozy outside school? It's like, oh yeah, what about her? It's like, keep an eye on the book, son. Okay. Thanks, sir.
What was in the book?
Just Japanese.
He had a little bit of a cutout where he could just slip things through.
Just had her face mutilated. No. And after I'll say 5 years after high school, he messages me on Facebook, asking if I wanted to hang out with him and some other students as they're coming to the place where I live now for a school trip. And
oh hell yeah!
I was like, oh yeah, this is good. And then I go out do that, and then the students go off and do something, and then he kind of takes me along and takes me to a cafe, and it's like, so ever thought about older men? I'm like, what? No.
What a bucker!
And it's quite weird having a bisexual teacher hit on you, especially when he's in his 50s and married to a woman.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I never had that experience.
Yeah, it's good.
I had a lot of people, teachers, add me on Facebook. It's like, how I taught you in high. I don't think there's a sexual thing, not.
Yeah.
But it's
really sketchy about.
Do you want to be this person's friend? It's like, no, that teacher actively said they hated me. In class, in front of you are not going to amount to anything. It's like, but now they're adding me on Facebook.
Yeah, and they're still in the same school, same place. I love when teachers do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you won't do anything in your life. Well, neither do you. You're a fucking high school teacher. Good luck dying here.
The library is gonna be your tomb, woman.
God.
Yeah, the education system has always been one of those. At least here in America, I don't know what it's like anywhere else, but here in the States, it's very flawed, very flawed.
I think a lot of people had this experience, but I felt crushed. I felt like the system was against me. Our year was just, what happened was they'll be implementing all these beneficial changes, and they would affect the year below us. So our year was this bubble of, you go to class, you don't do any extra curriculum sort of activities, you don't go on trips, you don't go on
That was me at film school.
Yeah. So we'd have oh man, the kids that are a year below us get to go to the city, and they're going to go watch a movie, and they're going to go on this camp thing, and they become like this whole like cohesive unit. They become one student, one like supreme student, because I've just bonded over like so much shit.
Yeah.
So this like massive like amalgamation of children is just walking around just like, I am the best student. And our year is just like, oh, I wish we could go to places. And then we go hang out by like the creek, and then like some sort of like disease like floats past the river, and then we go back to school. I mean, that was our sort of field trip. Jesus. And these guys got like this, it just felt so unfair. It's like the system screwed us. And because of that, it just like, I could see how like a lot of people in my year could just be like spat out and just absorbed into this system of just like, oh, I hate everything. Everything's against me. Because at that time, everything was. Yeah. It was like these adults are making decisions about stuff that don't really affect us, but because we're not included, it's affecting us. Like, and for like half a year, that really like twisted my brain into like a spin of just like, I hate these adults. And I go home, I was like, hey, Mom and Dad, I love adults. You can buy me shit. And then these teachers are just like coming into school like, I've got a hangover. Be quiet. And it's like, I'm a happy kid. I love learning. Fuck your learning, kid. You learn like me from the bottom of a bottle.
From the Bible.
No.
They really putting the belt back in the Bible belt.
Unbuckles his belt. Now you'll learn the real way. Oh, God. Thanks for watching the CrippDicks podcast. Give us a sexy like and a subscribe, and give us a comment. Tell us why you hate Paul Walker. Was his death
Paul Walker?
Yeah, was his death deserved? Find out next time on Game Grumps. Link in the description for our new co-host, Booster. Also, thank you to
the family.
IRL Shitpost for the awesome art. Also, link in the description.
Yeah, you're the best.
We'll see you probably next week, or maybe sometime later. Bye-bye.